AITA for calling my dad a hypocrite and telling him family therapy won't fix us? After my dad married Jane 7 years ago, he started to get really involved in her daughter Amy's 16F life. I, 15F, felt left out. My life had been really difficult up to then, and I was struggling with everything. I had lost my mom 2 years before, and I also suffered a brain injury and was grieving the loss of a lot of memories of my mom. I was recovering, and Dad was distracted with Jane. It was tough. But then my dad got along with Amy so much better, and he always seemed more into the time he spent with her than the time he spent with me. He also shared more of his own interests with her. He took her to special places he adored that he didn't ever take me to. And I wanted to go. He shared with her stuff he didn't share with me. I was jealous, and I was hurt. I tried to explain to my dad, but he told me it was selfish to want to keep him to myself and to leave Amy without a dad, and how her dad didn't want to know her, so he needed to fill that role for her. Amy would tell me to just accept that Dad liked her better and he was her dad more than mine now. My dad knew about it and didn't care. He did spend time with me. But it was stuff I liked, and he'd act like it was the biggest burden to spend time with me. He fell asleep a few times, and he would zone out a lot and leave me to do the stuff alone even though he was physically there. My grandpa, my dad's dad, noticed and he started spending more time with me and creating a bond with me that we didn't have before. My dad isn't that close to his dad. But Grandpa has been the best. He even loved my mom, and he told me how sad it made him when my parents divorced. He's told me stories about her and me that I don't remember any longer. It has been amazing, and apparently, it has healed a lot of the pain of my dad's lack of interest because my dad noticed and he got so jealous. He confronted me a few days ago, saying I was ignoring him and spending way too much time with Grandpa. He asked me why I stopped asking about our time together. I told him very clearly he prefers spending time with Amy and can't stand time with me, so I'm spending time with someone who enjoys me. He told me I don't have the right to rub my favoritism of Grandpa in his face. I called him a hypocrite and told him he treated Amy better than me for years. He showed favoritism to her, opened up to her, and shared with her in a way he never did with me, and it wasn't okay. I told him he then called me selfish for telling him how it made me feel. I told him she knows him better than I do, and it's not my fault. I said he allowed that to happen and allowed her to feel so smug about it. He walked away from the conversation. Dad decided the two of us need family therapy yesterday. He came out with it from nowhere. He said it's the only way to fix it. I told him family therapy won't fix us when he can't even stay and have a conversation with me. He told me I used to be willing to try, and now I'm not, and it's not okay. AITA?